we could hear this without having to turn on the stream.
We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger, promise to stand.
Sand.
Don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid.
Don't be
afraid.
The prophecy is here.
We hold the keys.
We make our stand. The audio for this is going to be great for the podcast. Johnny, there's your intro.
Yeah, no, it's great.
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger from us to send. Don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid, the prophecy is near. We hold the keys, we make our stand. In this together, just take my hand. Unlocking the magic in distant lands. We're stronger together. I'm here, my friend. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
Sylvester, you just woke up in the bed wondering if this whole situation was a dream, and you look to your right, and on the table there's a leather sack on its side with one green marble rolling out of it, and you said, "Ah, crap."
That is correct.
So we're gonna pick up right there. Sylvester, what are you gonna do? It's about the sun is just coming up, so it's about 5:30, 6 a.m.
All right, my first course of action. I'm going to catch the marble that's rolling away from the bag so that it does not fall on the ground, because I don't want him to think I'm wasting them. I will put it back in the bag. I will grab the bag, and I will skedaddle out to where I saw Robin last.
Okay,
I'm
so
not gonna tell anybody.
Sylvester, you grab this bag, throw open your door. You're not trying to be quiet or anything, right?
Well, to some extent, yes. I'm not like going, Robin, 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 Robin.
Okay.
Christmas morning.
You throw open your door and head out toward the woods, to the woods just on the southeastern side where you guys last saw Robin Hood, where he was stuck in that time loop. I'm going to freeze real quick. Would Sammy, Tricks, or Grak be awake at sunrise, 6 a.m.?
Tricks would not.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't actually slept in a while.
Yeah.
So Grak would probably, I would say normally he's up early, but this time he's probably still asleep.
Okay.
Smart thinking.
Sammy?
No. I'd probably still be asleep.
So Sylvester, you go down this stairway in the guild building, past the
gilding,
right out the front door. The gilding, right out the front door. Hang a right over to where the T is. Hang another right and head down to the large white tarped area. You open the curtains, and on the far left wall in the back corner, the mouse is asleep on a small cot, and right next to that cot is Little John. He's sitting on kind of a wooden stump. The professor is standing at the control panel that's in front of this clear tarp that you can see out into the area, and immediately you're caught with you walk into the middle of a conversation, and presumably these two haven't slept much the night before.
Understandably.
And the professor is in the middle of saying,
I don't know what's gonna happen if we shut the machine down. I'm not sure.
And John stands up from the stump and says, I don't care. He's already gone. What could be worse than that? There's nothing worse than that. So shut the machine down. I'm taking him with me right now. The professor, at this point, kind of reluctantly looks down at the control panel, and he looks over and he sees you as you come in, and he says,
Sylvester, what do you think we should do?
I think he's right. Robin's been through enough. It's time for him to go home.
But there could still be... There could...
I've had to move on. It's been hard, but I think it's the right thing to do. I thought you didn't... If you don't mind my asking, why are you so intent on this working yourself? I thought you didn't like Robin.
Well, the reasons for me not liking Robin were because I saw him as a thief. And I mean, the past month that little John and the weeks that you four have been here, you taught me how to see him in a different light. I don't understand why he tried to steal the orb, but I understand that there must have been some miscommunication. I want to help people. I don't want anyone to be in disarray. There's no point in it. If we can save a life, we need to save a life.
Well, I think at this point, this life is beyond saving, and you're more so putting another life in disarray. And Sylvester's going to gesture towards Little John. I almost just called him Big John.
The professor looks at Little John, and he looks back at you, and he looks down at the control panel, and he presses a series of buttons and pulls a lever, and out the window you see this swirling kind of opaque orb just kind of slow down, and you can see inside the orb the same scene that's been playing over and over again starts to slow down. Instead of being rapid and fast forward, it slows down. You see it play again and again, and it almost looks like it's going in slow motion compared to Sylvester, how you remember it happening, because the adrenaline rushing, it feels like everything happened so fast, and it did, but watching it slow down right now in real time is almost even more haunting. You're watching this scene, it still plays 2 or 3 times as it's slowing down, and finally as it catches up to real time, you see the arrow fly, hit him, pin him to the tree. He falls down. Talks to someone on his right, talks to someone on his left. He's carried, put into the ground, and then it just stops. And John takes a breath, goes to the left of the control panel and out one of the curtains to where Robin is, and he just starts kind of pulling back the dirt, just kind of digging in the dirt.
Sylvester's just watching.
Okay.
He's not gonna lie, he's excited, but he's also cautious because friggin' demons, you know. But he also knows that, like, if Robin comes out of there dead, then that's just like there's no point in their agreement anyways. So it's nothing changed from before.
So he's digging, and for about 10 minutes he's digging. He finally hits the makeshift casket that you guys made out of the wood, the bark, and he, with all the strength in his body, grabs it with both hands and pulls it up by himself and sets it on the ground. And he says, Professor, you got any kind of cart I can put this on, just to make the traveling a little bit easier? It's a long haul back to the Sherwood Forest, and not entirely sure how I'm gonna do that on foot.
Hey, is it nailed shut?
No.
Do you think we should check on him one last time before
You want to
off?
check
No,
hold
not,
on.
not
Hold
check
on.
him.
Hold on.
Not
Hold
check
on.
on him.
You want me to open this? You want? What do you think is gonna happen?
I mean,
Huh? We're gonna open this, and I have to look at him again.
I'm
You were there. Is that what you want?
I'm
And the
sorry.
professor's just kind of standing there, looking back and forth, and he says,
Yes, I can. I'll get a cart.
and he walks out of the tent, leaving Little John standing over the casket. Sylvester, you standing there, presumably looking out of the clear plastic makeshift window, and the mouse, Mickey, you guys know his name, so I don't have to keep calling him the mouse.
Yes, finally.
Mickey, still in the back corner, kind of stirring. He's kind of like opening his eyes and like looking, not wanting to get involved in this conversation at all, but it's a pretty loud conversation happening. And it definitely woke him up, but he's reluctant to pitch in to this conversation at all. John grabs this makeshift casket and he starts pulling it out. He doesn't go through the main entrance, but he kind of pulls it through a tarp out into more of the open area, so he is no longer in this white enclosed space.
The casket's not doing anything. Not shaking or anything. Not like knock knock. Let me out. Help. I'm alive.
Nope. The deal was, anytime you saw the green flame, you had to smash one of these things. Little John pulls this out into the road.
Are you
And
kidding me?
right when not in the road, into the forest outside of this green area, and right when he passes the precipice, it's quiet for a minute as you're standing there just kind of shaking your head, wondering what to do, and the mouse kind of looks at you and lays back down and closes his eyes, and right over the hole, about 2 feet off the ground, right over the hole, you see a small green flame.
Sylvester immediately throws it down and stomps one of the marbles. He stomps. He takes the marble out of the bag, throws it on the ground. He stomps on the marble, and then
Okay,
he
you
turns
stomp
and
the marble
looks.
in
the whole bag.
Yeah, he throws the whole bag down and steps on it. No, you throw a marble down, you stomp on it, and kind of it kind of explodes into a kind of just a green mist out the side of your foot. Nothing immediately that you can tell is happening.
Is he just?
At least nothing that you can tell from inside this building.
Is he
inside
dragging
this
him like
tarp.
off by himself, or like is he just like getting him out of the way to put him on the cart?
He's dragging him, assumably, toward the town so that he can put him on the cart, because the professor went to get the cart.
Okay. Sylvester's gonna run up to Little John and offer to help carry it. Then I'm assuming he can carry it by himself, but Sylvester's just offering.
Okay.
For manipulative reasons.
Yes. So he's just kind of dragging it with one claw behind him. He's just kind of pulling it. It's leaving a thick dirt moat through the grass. And you run up to him, and he's like, "Man, should have done this a long time ago. There's no reason for him to be here. This place hated him. There's no reason for him to be here. It makes me sick."
I'm sorry we weren't here to stop it sooner. If we had known it had gone on this long, I assumed it would happen in a flash and it'd be done, but you shouldn't have had to watch it all that time.
And at this point, Sylvester's picked up the bottom half, unless John stopped him.
No.
Okay.
Nope. So you pick up the other half that was dragging, and
Yeah.
you guys are walking. You're getting closer and closer, about 30 feet from the gate. It's just quiet. The overwhelming sense of frustration as well as anticipation, and
Like I'm feeling right now. Yeah.
just quiet. And you shift your gaze slightly up, and you see a single rain cloud. As you're watching it, John doesn't see this. You see a single rain cloud, and one drop of water falls and lands on the casket. You hear a breath from inside the casket, and John immediately drops his end, and he's like, "What? what is happening? And he grabs this makeshift log that was fashioned into a casket, and he rips it open with such force that the top goes spiraling off into the distance. And Robin sits up, and since you're behind the casket, you see his eyes are completely white, completely opaque, no pupils. And as he sits there for a minute, you see the opaque, just white kind of start to clear, and you see the vibrance come back into the red that was kind of a dull maroon, like a dull dark red. His fur, it starts to revivify, and his eyes, and again, John's not seeing this since you're behind the casket, he sits up almost right in your face, and his eyes slowly, and he's blinking and just staring at you, and he's like, whoa. Sylvester?
Sylvester drops to his knees.
You drop to your knees, dropping the casket, and you boom, whoa. And he kind of looks back behind him, and John is just standing there, his jaws wide open, just eyes wide and just looking. And he starts to shake a little bit, and Robin kind of uses the casket, the bottom end of the casket, to push himself up, but he can't seem to find any strength in his arms or legs, and he kind of just settles back down and just kind of taking in the area. Grak, Tricks, Sammy, around what time would you guys be getting up?
This is like sunrise-ish, right?
Yeah, I'd say this whole thing up until this point has taken about an hour, so it's maybe 7.
Probably.
If you guys
about
aren't going to be
then, I
up at
guess.
that point, then okay.
If
I feel like
the
if
room is
nothing
starting
else-
to fill with light and the
Yeah, that's what
town
I was
is
gonna
starting
say.
to move around, Grak
The
would
birds
probably
are
wake up.
chirping.
Yeah.
Snow White's making a scene again.
Yeah. She not she, but
Snow
Robin's
White.
just kind of standing there in shock. Little John is just standing behind him, shaking. Sylvester's on his knees in this place. I'd say probably Grak, just because you're more accustomed to being on a boat, and you know when the sun is up, it takes a while, but you usually get up. I'd say you're probably the first one out the door, but when you walk out of the guild building across the street, you see the hallway going to the kinetic quadrant, and you see the professor by himself holding a wooden cart, and he's just kind of trying to walk. He's struggling because he's up there in years, but he's trying to pull this cart.
I feel like if the sun is coming in and the birds are chirping, Sammy's probably getting up.
Okay,
The sun's
maybe a little
awake,
bit.
so I'm awake.
So I'll say,
Grak
yeah. Go ahead.
Actually, probably would have, when he got up, he would have taken another listen at the captain's door to see if he was awake, because he's kind of, there's a question he wants to ask the captain, and he's kind of waiting
Okay.
to find an opportunity to do it.
Okay, so reverse. Yeah, no.
Not to interrupt the flow of the narrative here, but
You kind of press your ear to the door, and you don't necessarily hear anything for a few seconds, and then you hear kind of a and then you hear me back. Oh, that's not. Oh, ow, help! Anybody?
Grak's gonna try and open the door and go in.
Okay, you turn the handle and walk in, and it seems like he had just in his sleep, rolled off the bed and landed on the ground.
That's what our son just did.
Didn't really have much to catch himself with.
Okay.
Captain, you're still trying to get your land legs there, I see.
Yeah, that's it. I've been awake. I was. Can you help me up? I'm kind of I can't.
I got you,
really.
Captain.
Grak's gonna help him back into
Okay.
bed.
Okay, so you reach out. He takes your hand and uses you to pull himself up and sit back on the bed.
Does he still
says-
look the same?
Yeah, he still has the orange glow in one eye, but still His right side, his right arm, right at the shoulder, is still gone. It's kind of a long sleeve white shirt that is tied right below right where the bicep would be, and pinned back behind him. Yeah. And his right leg is the same way. I know he'd said something about maybe the professor doing something for him, so I didn't know if that had happened. He did. He mentioned that. I mean, you could ask him about it if. Yeah.
Captain, I don't know how much longer we're going to be in town, but I had a couple of questions I wanted to ask you, just to see if you could help us out with something.
Aye, boy, spit it out.
Do you know anything about a ship that maybe takes...
I know a lot of things about a lot of ships.
Okay, yes, I was going to get a little more specific there. You didn't give me much time.
All right, okay.
A ship that is capturing children and disappearing into the uncharted waters.
Where'd you mean, mate? You mean the uncharted waters to the east, mate?
Aye, out there with all the fog that no one dares enter.
I feel like I have heard a tale of something of some sort.
Do you remember anything about it?
Ships going in and not coming out. There's a kid's book that me and Mom read to me as a boy. Can't quite recall the name of it though.
Do you remember what happened in the book?
It was a fairy tale, child emperor or something like that. A child that lived on an island, and there were other children that went to the island. And if I had a way to talk to me mum, I would probably be able to tell you more. But unless you got a book that might have something to do with that, I don't really have much information to pass along. I apologize, my boy.
Well, that's better than nothing. That's a lead, at least, that we can follow.
I'll find you if I remember. If I can recall the name of the book, I can.
A book about an island of children in the uncharted waters.
There's something about a boy that lived there, and something about stars.
Well,
something about stars.
It's better than nothing. I ask because there's been some children missing around this city lately, and a couple eyewitnesses said they thought they saw a ship far off the coast, and something about the...
Did they tell you what the ship looked like, mate? That might help.
No, nothing that they could recall specifically.
Well, mate, you know what? There was something about the book that always stuck out to me. Yes, there was a passage about the stars. Something about needing to travel there to a star. It doesn't make much sense to me, mate, but it's always stuck with me, traveling to the stars, you know.
Traveling to a star.
I know it sounds crazy, but hey, if boats ever fly, mate, you know I'll be the first one in space.
I know you would.
I'll be the first one up with the stars.
You always like to go where no one else has gone.
I try.
Speaking of which, did the professor ever talk to you about fixing you up?
Not recently. He's apparently been preoccupied with some other project at the moment. I went kind of Jack Sparrow on that for just a second.
You gotta keep track of a lot of voices. It's fine.
I went kind of off the pages there, mate.
No,
he yourself up.
Yeah, there you go. He said that he was preoccupied with another project at the moment, and he'd get to me soon. Something about a thief. I don't know.
Maybe he'll have some more time for you soon. I appreciate all the help. I might come back and see you again in a little bit, but
all right,
got some matters to attend to today. So thank you for all your help.
Of course, and I'm itching for adventure. So if you need an old captain with no arm and no leg, please.
Well,
let me know.
I think I know where to find you. I don't expect you to be going anywhere.
Got you right now, boy. Get out of me chambers.
Aye, Captain.
And Grak leaves.
I love,
right.
I love hearing you guys talk. It's like a conversation between a blender and a bucket of gravel.
It's so good. It's so good. Grok,
Which
as
one's the
you
blender and
exit-
which one's the bucket of gravel?
Take your pick.
We'll never
Take your
know.
pick.
Grok, as you exit this room, Trix and Sammy are walking down the hall together, and you kind of connect in the middle of the not physically, like you don't bump into each other, but as you're coming out the door, you see them walking. Maybe they're a little bit in front of you, going down the stairs into the lobby area.
Ahead of me?
Yeah, ahead of
Okay.
you.
Grok will just follow him down the stairs.
Okay. Sammy, Trix, what are you guys doing?
Well, I have some.
You gonna head out into the town, or
I have questions for Nana.
okay? You could definitely find Nana if you needed to.
Grok, seeing Trix and Sammy up ahead, might have gone to Sylvester's room to see if he was out and about yet.
Okay. Yeah, you open the door and he's not there.
Okay.
He's not
So he's
there at
somewhere. So
You
then
see
he
a
would go downstairs.
hippo-shaped decoy. You don't.
No, yeah. So you just assume that he's out and about somewhere.
Okay.
Sammy, you said you're looking for Nana, so I'm just gonna say that you open the door and you head out into the town in hopes of finding Nana. You do, however, see the professor pulling this cart, looking a little heavy for him, but he's trying to get it over to the woods. Trix, I'm just gonna throw you in there too.
Trix
You're
is getting
seeing all this as
breakfast.
well. Awesome.
Trix is hitting up the continental breakfast on the first
Awesome.
floor,
Oh,
making
yeah, for
waffles.
sure. There's,
Bring me something.
Bring me some waffles. No, yeah, you can. Yeah, Jerry's
Sure.
down there. He's up early, and there's food laid out. There's like a smorgasbord of food kind of just strewn about. My throat hurts so bad from talking like that.
Good, you got water. You're smarter than me. I meant to
Stings.
get some and I
That
didn't.
bucket of
Yeah.
gravel, though.
Yeah. So yeah, there's food just kind of out. Definitely mutton. Definitely a lot of mutton. But yeah, you could some fruits and vegetables and yeah,
Mutton
so good.
yesterday,
You just
mutton
skipped out on it.
today. Blimey, if we won't have mutton again tomorrow.
So yeah, you can sit down and eat. Sammy, you see the professor walking. Grok, after checking on Sylvester, head down the stairs. And are you gonna find Trix or follow Sammy out the door?
Whoever he sees first, probably.
He'd probably see Sammy walk out just because that's ahead of the stairway.
Okay.
So, Sammy,
I guess.
what are you doing? Where are you going?
I guess I'm gonna say hello to the professor.
Okay, so as the professor's pulling this cart, you see him in the street, and he says,
Oh, hello, Samantha. How'd you sleep? Did you sleep well?
Think that was the
No.
first long rest I've had in a long time.
I do not doubt that. You're looking for your friends and your travels, and yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah. What? Where are you doing? Where are you going? What you got there?
Little John has informed me that he is going to be taking Robin Hood back. So I was gonna provide this cart to aid them in their travels. It's the only cart I could find. I hope it fits.
Do you need any help?
Sure. If you want to grab
and it's a kind of a pull cart, so one that you would hold the two ends of, and it has think of like a wheelbarrow, but an extended one with a wheel on the end and two larger wheels on the side.
Yeah.
And he says,
yeah, if you want to grab one of these and just help me pull it, it would greatly be appreciated.
and Grok, you're picking up on hints of this conversation being out there as well.
He'd probably go up and help too.
You know, just as much as you can with, three people in a wheelbarrow, moving toward the last place. Yes.
Did you say wheelbarrow?
Wheelbarrow.
I get it mixed up all the time. Don't you even dare, Daniel. Don't you ever
Barrel of wheels.
act superior with your
not a grammar
historical
class.
knowledge tonight.
I just
Put a-
know
put a
people
heart
that
on.
call it wheelbarrow, and I wanted to make
I
sure
call
you
it
were not one of them.
Yes. No,
Look,
I am
it's
aware.
An easy
Okay.
mistake,
I am aware.
okay?
Wheelbarrow.
Smart people can make that mistake. Handsome people can
Wheelbarrow.
make that mistake.
That's what you gotta make sure people are learning every day.
Yep.
Just spread the knowledge.
Yep. So yeah, you guys all help him, save for Tricks. She's kind of just hanging out in the commons area of this guild building. There's quite, just so you know, Tricks, there's quite a few guild members taking seats in different places. Sammy and Grak, you head out in the direction of the last place that Robin was seen, and when you come around the corner past the gate and into the woods, you see something very strange. You see Little John standing there just shaking, kind of to the right, Sylvester to the left on his knees, presumably weeping, and
the tears are flowing.
Robin Hood sitting up, very confused. And Robin's just kind of looking around, and he's like, "Hi, what's happening?"
I'd like to ask the same thing.
How am I supposed to know?
Croc lets go of the cart and runs up to Robin Hood.
Robin, what? How did... You're alive?
Yeah, apparently. I didn't... What do you mean I'm alive?
Well, you died. You were dead.
He looks over at Sylvester.
What happened here?
I did...
Looks at Little John.
You know what's going on?
Little John is just, again, sitting there just shaking. Terrified.
Do you feel okay?
I have no idea.
And he kind of kneels down to Robin and puts his arm around him and helps him up. And Robin, you can tell that just from looking at him, his proportions have kind of shrunk.
Well, he's been dead for a while.
He's a lot skinnier. His legs are a lot thinner. His rib cage is almost poking through. Still as alive as ever, but he just looks malnourished and dehydrated, and he's just confused as all get out. Little John helps him up, and he looks back over at the professor, and he says, "What is happening?" And the professor is just standing there.
I've never seen that before. Well, I guess the machine worked. We turned the machine off. I guess it's just a delayed reaction to the machine.
You said time tries to correct itself, right?
That I did.
Maybe Robin was never supposed to die.
This could be the...
And he's just dumbfounded, because he's sat by this machine for a month and has not seen a change one time in this millions of cycles of the same thing. Not a single change. And like he said in the last episode, when he was in the same predicament, it was different outcomes, different things changing the entire time. Every time it restarted, it was something different. He went right instead of left. He ducked instead of jumped. All these things changed, but with Robin, nothing changed the entire time. So he is beside himself in confusion. Just,
I didn't know.
And you guys see Robin's face, and Robin is just not kind of trying to hide himself as much as he can, seeing the professor, not knowing what's happening, just kind of uncomfortable with this whole situation.
Yeah.
And the professor kind of looks at Robin and looks at the three of you and looks at John.
I guess I need to take down the tent now.
And he just quietly walks past you guys into the tent.
Robin.
Yes?
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh boy. Last thing I remember is I was in the woods waiting for you guys. You were looking for something, and John saw something move. I gave the signal for the kids to retreat.
Where have the kids been this whole time?
John had told you guys that they retreated back to Sherwood Forest.
By themselves?
Yep.
All right.
Buddy system, though, so they're safe.
Yeah, they're fine. There's 4 of them.
Except for the turtle.
He's Toby's out of there, man. He's got a shell to help him.
He's like 5 feet down the road, actually.
Yeah, he's still trying to get out of there.
It's like a mile away a
get
month
far
later. No, he says, yeah, I gave the signal, I whistled, and the kids scattered. And he looks at John and says, what did we see?
It was Diablo.
Robin kind of looks confused and he's like, so Diablo killed me?
Yep.
That's the short
That's
of
what
it, yeah.
happened.
Yep.
Yes.
I hate that guy. Whoa! But I'm here.
Yeah, it was a bad time for all of us.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
I feel like Trix should be here for this.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Where's Trix?
I don't know. Where is Trix? I
Eating
thought she was with
food.
you, Sammy.
She's eating.
Oh, she's... Okay.
I would love some food.
yeah, we should probably.
Can I get
You
food?
look like you
need to
need
get...
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
you need
got
to
I would love
find
some
some
food.
food. Listen, there's a lot to talk about.
Is it
but,
okay that I'm here?
I'm assuming
I
so.
don't know.
All right.
We have a lot to talk
John?
about.
It's okay.
But,
I knocked out everyone. They're scared of me.
Yeah, it's fine.
We should probably talk about it over food.
Okay, let's go. And John picks Robin up. Not an issue. Just kind of his arm is around Robin, and all of you walk back to the guild building, and there you see Trix sitting down. And Trix, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but she's definitely arm wrestling one of these guards. 100%.
And she's winning.
And she's beaten all of them, and they're like, I don't know. It's
I
just
feel
a
like
stuffed animal.
I feel like if that was happening, it would have had to have been like something that she was like, I guess maybe like that's not really a thing that she would go for.
I like.
Gotcha. I just like the visual of it. It was
I
really
like
funny.
to imagine that like one of them suggested it as fun, and like they all like talked beforehand, and they let her win every time.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, you guys walk into this building, and all the guild members instantly turn and look at you. And you notice very quickly that they're not looking at you; they're looking at Robin.
Trix sees all the guild members looking around. And she's like, what? And turns around, and she just freezes.
I was just gonna say, with everybody frozen, Sylvester says, "I'll have the mutton, please."
Trix, we got Robin back.
Yeah, Marianne. She grabs the bow like off her back, like pulls it off as quick as she can, and like runs over to Robin, and she does it. She like looks between him and the bow, and him and the bow, and him and the bow, and she doesn't know which one to talk to.
And you hear again in your head, you hear, Robin's here?
Yeah, and then she just like shoves the bow at Robin.
Okay, Robin, having, not even supporting his own weight, grabs the bow, and he holds it, and he says, oh, thank you for returning this. I really appreciate it.
She's like looking at him really
great.
expectantly. Kind of bites her lip for a second.
Do you don't want to use it anymore?
Can you hear her?
Trix, are you okay? Can I hear what? And he's just
Marianne,
looking
can
at the
you
bow
talk to
like
him? That's Marianne.
This is Marion's bow.
The bow is called
The
Marion's
bow
in
is
the
called
bow.
Marion. We named the bow Marion.
Marion's in the bow. I don't know why she's in the bow, but she's in the bow, and she's been talking to me, and that's Marion.
Okay. This is Marion?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Marion in the bow?
I don't know, and neither does she.
Trix, give me an insight check real quick.
I don't think my stats matter because I rolled a 3.
Okay. No, yeah, probably not. But you get the idea that he probably doesn't remember that Marion died.
Oh my gosh.
When was that discovered?
Right before
Diablo
Robin
told
died.
him right before he killed him.
Yes.
He told Sylvester that Diablo told him that she was gone before he was.
Good job, Tricks.
It was one of the last things he said before he died.
Well, this is just
and he's just holding this bow, looking at you like,
Robin.
I don't understand what you mean. Marion's in the bow. I thought she was on History Island.
I mean, she. So, she said she's trapped somewhere. She's at least talking to me through the bow. So that's a way to communicate with her.
She's trapped somewhere. We already know that she's trapped at History Island.
Is Sylvester
she's talking to you.
Is Sylvester the only one that knows she's dead? Because technically me and Sammy weren't there when he said that.
Right.
Was it discussed?
Sylvester,
Do we know?
you...
Well,
have
Little
you
John
told
was
them?
also there.
I don't even remember that ever happening.
Little John
I'm gonna be
was
completely honest. I thought
Little
okay.
John
I didn't know
saying
she was
anything.
like I didn't know it was.
I feel
confirmed
like
she was dead.
like in some way or another you guys did find out that
Yeah, I thought he told us.
that she was also dead. But yeah, Robin is just kind of holding this bow, and he's like,
She's
So
looking
do I
at
just
Sylvester
talk
and
to
Little
it?
John for help.
and John is sitting there like,
Can I?
Let's
So
talk about
does-
this later. Why don't we get some food and you first?
okay, and he kind of looks at the bow and he says, do you want to hold on to this, or do you want me to hold on to it?
I mean, I can hold on to it if you want.
Okay, it's kind of hurting my arm to...
Oh, yeah, okay,
hold-
okay. She'll take
Thank
it
you.
from him.
Oh, okay. And right when you grab the bow again, you hear in the back of your head, did he hear me? Tricks, I couldn't hear him. Could he hear me? I was talking to him. I was yelling at him. Did he hear me?
She looks around at like the people. Did everybody move on?
I'm
Was she standing by
sorry.
herself, or?
Sorry, Drew, I
Yeah,
said it again.
the Little John and Robin kind of walked
Okay.
around you into the room. I assume that Sammy and Grak followed them, and Sylvester's probably with them.
She goes, he didn't.
He didn't?
No.
I couldn't hear him either.
He thinks.
I thought you said that Robin was dead.
I thought he was, but I guess the professor's machine worked. The thing he was doing was
Oh.
the repeating over and over again.
Oh. Well, that's very good to know. It's very good to know. And the voice kind of starts to dim a little bit.
Hey, Marion?
And you see
Marion?
the bowstring glow kind of dissipate.
Why are you doing this to us, Johnny? What's your problem?
So does Grok know that Marion is dead?
Yes, I think all of you know that.
So Grok might try and have like a side conversation with Tricks here while they're
Okay.
at the bar and be like,
okay.
Look, we know that Diablo said Marion was dead, but you're hearing her voice, so maybe she's still out there somewhere. I don't know if we should tell Robin just yet. I don't know.
Yeah, Little John was shaking his head at me real hard.
She might still be out there somewhere. There's a chance. Look, right now, I'm just glad Robin's back, and we need to figure out what to do next. So, you could just hold on to that and see if she has anything else to say. But that's what I think.
Okay.
and so he's gonna go head over to the bar.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
gonna follow.
Okay, so all you guys are at the bar, and all the guild members are still kind of just staring at him, in shock and in a kind of, what are we supposed to do? We know that he's technically not supposed to be here. Like, just kind of all in all confusion. They bring him some food. They put it in front of him. He sits at this table. He can barely hold himself up, and he starts to eat.
Well, I got questions for him.
Oh, no.
Okay, go for it. If you want to ask questions, go for it. For Robin?
Yeah, for Robin. Because he
Okay.
knows this town.
I mean, fairly,
Right.
I suppose. He probably staked it out before he tried to steal the orb. But, I mean, he's not super familiar with this town. He's probably only been in this town once.
Yeah. Hi, Robin.
Hey, Sammy.
Feeling better? Eating some food?
I'm getting there. It's kind of hard to talk and eat at the same time.
Being alive.
Coming back to life? Getting some meat on
yeah.
those bones? Okay.
Trying.
Well, I don't mean to bombard you with questions, but I do have
That's okay.
at least one. We are on a bit of a mission, and there have been children going missing.
Whose children?
The towns. Anybody's? I don't know. Something to do...
The people of this town, their kids are just going missing?
Well, there was a freaky mermaid.
Is somebody kidnapping?
There was a mermaid.
Okay.
And, good news, we defeated her. All is well. However...
So, you're telling me, just real quick, let me just...
Sammy, you're doing a great job.
I was waiting outside, and when you guys went into the town, you fought a freaky mermaid.
Well, we were in a
And kids went missing.
restaurant type of thing.
And he says, hold on. And he turns toward Sylvester. How long have I been dead?
That's a bit of a...
There's no... I'm not going to get upset. I just need to know.
Yeah, no, that's just, I'm a bit iffy on that myself. Time's been real weird lately. I think, like, a month, maybe?
A month?
Surprise!
I could be wrong. And Sylvester's looking around to see if anybody's going to correct him.
I think that sounds right.
Around about, so maybe longer.
Okay. So a lot's happened.
Yes.
Cool.
So there's a freaky
mermaids.
mermaid.
I mean...
Okay, kids are going missing. Okay, how can I help?
Well, there's been tale that there's a ship out east that floats into the fog with children on it.
Okay.
And they don't return. Do you happen to know anything about this?
I live in the woods, Sammy.
You get around, you know
I'm not
people.
a pirate.
You steal things.
I really don't get around all that
much. You see
much.
things, you know people. You got, I mean, anything. Robin, think about it. I'll give you time.
A ship.
Eat something.
Okay. Give me a second.
Eat something. Get some grubby grubs. Brain working.
I'm trying. Okay, Sammy. A ship flying into fog and children going missing.
Flying, floating. I'm not really sure, but
floating into fog and going. Kids. You know there are kids on the ship.
We suspect.
Well, see the
Oh, Grak, you know about this too. Okay, got it.
The adults
got it. Okay.
Here's the thing.
The adults got spat out, but the children.
The adults got spat out of what?
The water.
So the fish lady took the kids and the adults into the water and then
she's a mermaid.
The fish lady spit up the mermaid lady, freaky mermaid spit up the kids, not the kids, the adults, but they still have the kids in the mermaid. The freaky mermaid went on a boat.
Yes.
A mermaid.
Well, we don't know.
Went on a boat.
We don't know if the mermaid's on the boat. The mermaid took the people.
The mermaid's
I thought
dead.
you said you killed the mermaid. Okay, I what?
Went to the water. And then
This is all really confusing.
Out,
Right,
and
Sammy.
Children did not
Sammy.
come back. And hey, you know what? Do you know Nana?
Actually, hold on.
Oh, okay, good. It's good.
Fairy tales.
I'm sorry, do you actually know something about this?
I mean, they're like kids books. Your parents never read you kids books?
I didn't have parents.
Yes.
Neverland?
Neverland.
Neverland.
Yeah.
That's
Brock,
what
you're a
it's called.
pirate. You've never heard of Neverland?
No, I don't think so. Have I?
Never heard of it.
I don't
mean,
know.
it's a pretty common kids book. It's just titled Neverland.
Is
Does
it?
Grok
Okay.
read?
Can
depends
Grok
on how you grew up.
read?
I'd say
Grok can read.
Yeah, we established that in like episode 2, I think.
I'd say probably Sylvester has no idea what this is. Trix probably has no idea.
I
Sammy,
think I would know, wouldn't I?
maybe. Your upbringing growing up was probably a little bit different than parents reading you bedtime stories. So I don't know if you would
Imagining
know all
her
that
being
much
read
about this
bedtime stories
particular-
is rather amusing, though.
by Jafar.
You
but
don't
Brock,
know
you
that.
you might know this book, especially being a pirate. It's, you might have a foggy recollection of this book.
Foggy.
Yeah. Robin's like, the Neverland. It's the kids go missing. Like there was a whole thing. It was like when you were a kid, it was like you wanted to go to Neverland because you never grow up in Neverland, and
I wonder if that's what the
but
captain.
it's not like a real place.
Wonder if that's the book the captain was talking about.
The captain.
Captain who?
My captain, Captain John Silver.
Cool. Never met him.
You went without me?
No, you were dead. Look,
Fair.
as much as we would like to pursue this line of thought, you did just come back from being dead,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you probably got a lot of
Literally
questions.
like maybe 30 minutes ago.
We have a lot of questions. How exactly did that happen? Sylvester, what? John, what did you see? How did this happen?
We were just carrying him, and
Yeah,
he
we
just-
were
Yeah,
just carrying the casket. I was gonna take him back to Sherwood Forest, and he just popped. Well, he didn't pop. I popped but he was.
yeah.
I don't know.
There was
I
a-
have no idea.
There was a noise. I thought like John had like coughed or something. I wasn't sure what it was.
I heard a gasp. I thought Sylvester was just, no offense, but I thought he was struggling with carrying.
No, it's fair. I'm
thing.
fairly out of shape.
Yeah, but I have no idea. But I mean, at this point, I'm gonna get food in this guy, and we're gonna go back to the Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Marion.
Trix just kind of looks up at little John.
He kind of glances down at you.
She's been clueless this whole conversation, but
Hey, buddy, I'll talk to you about Marion in a little bit, but we're gonna head back to the Sherwood Forest.
What about the book?
And Robin just looks at him, still trying to take in everything that's happened in the last 20-30 minutes. He just kind of nods.
Trix tugs on little John's shirt.
I was just gonna say we should maybe fill him in on because the whole reason we came here was to look for the king's mark, like in the crown upside
yeah.
down, and maybe
I
let
thought
him know we
found
found it,
though.
and
Oh,
we
yeah.
got the thing,
Yeah.
and we gotta get the ingredients from the professor because
Where's my
that whole
key?
Right.
the whole reason we were here.
Yeah, thanks to Grok
Yeah.
being
That
annoying, not
thing.
letting me be depressed at the bar.
Trix pulls on the back of his like tunic, and he kind of just glances down.
She like motions for him to like lean down.
He like not only has to lean down, but he has to like get on the floor to
And
get
she's
close
standing
to you.
on her toes too.
Yeah. There's a
Uh,
pretty big distance.
She goes, "Should you take the bow?"
I mean, you can talk to Marion, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like anyone else can, so maybe you should just hold on to it.
But when he finds out, wouldn't he want the boat with him?
I feel like he specifically would not want it with him. He might be angry, he might be, I don't know. Keep it safe.
And again, he's whispering. I don't know how to do this voice in a whisper.
Okay.
Keep it safe.
Keep it secret.
Just hold on to it.
Keep it safe.
Okay.
And he just stands back up. Robin just kind of looks back down, continues to shovel food into his mouth. Appetite is a little askew at the moment, but he just continues.
While they were having that conversation, Grok was probably filling Robin in on what had happened that day while we were all in town.
Okay. We'll just retcon. Just gonna say Robin's filled on everything that happened.
Okay.
Just
that's the easiest way to do it.
It's gonna take a long time to go through all of it. With confusion and just blind acceptance, he is caught up, save for Marion, Soul, and the bow.
Yeah, if Robin gets upset that Trix has Marion, she can blame it on Little John.
Yeah, that's true. What are you guys wanting to do now?
I think we got to go find that book, don't we?
Yeah, then we got to give it to Juliana to get a discount at Jenny's.
Well, I was hoping Juliana might have a copy of the Neverland book.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm assuming
go check.
The professor still hasn't found all his ingredients yet, so we're just kind of waiting around until he finds everything that we need. Yes.
Which I know we're not there, so you wouldn't tell us. But I want to know, like, did he tell Mickey? Why is Mickey not here? Like, what?
I'm not going to tell you. You would have to go and talk to them.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to. I don't have any reason to do that. So just
Mickey didn't see.
Yeah, no, Mickey was taking a little nap. So
is Mickey still sleeping in the tent?
Probably not at this point. After the professor went in there, probably not. The professor's probably.
I would assume he's probably filled them in on what's happened.
Oh,
yeah, Merlin and Mickey.
Yeah,
and Merlin.
Back.
Yeah,
go back to sleep.
Not a big deal.
Okay, let's go to the bookstore.
So you guys head across the street. It's directly across the street. You open the door again. The windows are kind of just covered. You open the door and walk in, and again, it's that same thing. The candlelight.
Yeah, Sylvester just says, nope, and heads up the ladder.
Yeah, Grok is right behind him.
All right. You guys make your way to the ladder. You don't see Jenny anywhere. You head to the ladder. You go straight up the ladder. And Juliana is there playing with her dog, Seldo. At first, she doesn't quite notice you guys come in. Maybe the first person until they're all the way up. She doesn't notice that you're coming through. But after you're up there, she notices. She's like, oh, hey guys.
I'd like to make a return, please.
A return? Did you check something out?
No, I'm checking something in.
I haven't gotten the whole filing system down yet, so if you have checked something out, I am so sorry if I didn't remember.
No, Sylvester just hands her the book. I found this.
She looks at the book, and she's like, where'd you get this?
You
guys have only been gone for like a
with permission. No, someone gave it to me. That was a terrible way to say that. I'm so sorry. I'm in a really good mood, so I'm saying dumb things.
Okay. Let me. Thank you. Thank you so much. And she walks over and puts it on one of the shelves very neatly. And there's now about 16 books on one of these shelves. She's like, I'll talk to Jeannie and I'll get you a discount at his store. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. So that is a green. The rarity is uncommon. So anything uncommon, you would take the lower price of instead of the higher price of. One item. Anyway, that's what that means.
Is that just for me, or is that for the entire party?
Just you. Just you, unless you want to give that...
Transfer
that, but it can only be used one time.
Okay,
like
I might transfer it to somebody else.
She puts this very neatly up on the shelf, and she turns back and she's like, how can I help you guys? You looking for anything in particular, or...
Looking for a book about Neverland. Do you have that? It's a children's book. Didn't know if you might have one.
Oh, yes, that was one of my favorite books. Give me 1 second. Let me look through my catalog. And she goes over to the shelf and just kind of, and you can tell that she already knows if she has it. But sure enough, pulls a book off the shelf and walks over and hands it to you, Grok. And the book she's holding out is a green hardback book. On the front and the bottom in silver embroidered text, it says Neverland, and the picture on the top is just a long feather. Again, that same embroidered green. It's just a silver outline of a feather. And she says, oh yeah, here you go.
Oh, that's exactly what we're looking for. Borrow this, or do we have to buy it, or what's the deal here?
If you promise that you're gonna bring it back, like I said, I haven't gotten the whole check-in, check-out system situated. You know what? I know you guys saved my life. If you need to borrow a book, for sure, whatever you need. You can hold on to it for as long as you need to. Just please try to bring it back.
Okay, what if we die?
Then I guess everyone loses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try not to die.
Yeah, that's called a TPK.
Oh, you're right.
So what do you need the book for?
There's
just curiosity. I love that you want to check out books. That's amazing.
Book club.
You know all the kids that have gone missing around town?
Yeah.
Someone said they saw a ship off the coast, maybe heading towards the uncharted waters.
The fairy tale might
Thought there
be
might be
very real.
The uncharted waters to the east.
Right.
You know this is a kid's book, right, Croc? This is like for children.
It's better than it's the only lead we've got so far. Look, every story has a bit of truth to it, don't you think?
I guess. I mean, it has to be written from somewhere, right? It has to come from somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, okay. If you want to pursue that, feel free to.
It's the best lead we got right now. There's nothing else.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I wish I could be of more help. I mean, I've read it plenty of times. If you have any questions about the book.
Oh.
How long is this book? Like a picture book?
Not very long.
Could we read
It's
it,
like a picture
real
book,
quick?
basically.
Ooh,
It's like
pictures.
a fantasy picture book.
Could she just tell us everything we needed to know instead of us reading it?
Rox,
Probably.
He's gonna
maybe not
skim
word
through
for
it.
word, but she probably could.
skim through it maybe while she describes it.
So basically, it's the story of a little boy. There's no name given to this little boy. That
Great, we finally got Mickey instead of the mouse, and now we have the boy instead of Peter Pan.
you don't know if it's Peter Pan. Just saying.
It could be Dieter Dan.
It could be Dieter Dan. No, it's the story of a boy who was lost in a park at around a month old. He couldn't find his way home, and fairies picked him up and took him to a magical place called Neverland. And the boy didn't grow up and knew that, assumed that it was better to be young forever, and he wanted to help other kids be young forever. So he, in various ways, sometimes it was he would send the fairies to go and find lost kids. Sometimes he would send a ship. Sometimes there's a lot of different, fantasy stories of how he found lost kids that didn't have anywhere to go, kids that didn't have a home, brought them to this magical island called Neverland, and where the kids would never have to grow up. That's basically the gist of the book. Is
there any mention of a boat in this story anywhere?
Besides the one time that it talks about that he would sometimes use boats when he would find kids, that's really the only time. I don't know.
I'll see if I can.
One more thing, and she opens to a certain page,
yes.
And it has kind of a star chart, and on the star chart it says, written underneath in someone's actual handwriting, not printed in the book, it says second star to the right and straight on till morning. And she says, I don't know who wrote this in here, if it's some kind of joke, but this has been written since I got this book when I was, it's probably 8. My mom gave me this book. It's been a part of my collection for a very long time, but second star to the right and straight on till morning, apparently. I have no idea what that means.
That seems like that might be important. Captain mentioned something about some stars, so whoever wrote this is not the only person that knows about it. You mind if I copy that star chart down?
Sure. Yeah, of course. You take a few minutes. Give me just as an intelligence roll. Just roll intelligence.
Well, that's
to see how well you can copy.
No bonuses to that.
The star chart.
Knocker.
That's a 12.
A 12. Okay. You're fairly confident that you copied it to the best of your ability, including the phrase "second star to the right and straight on till morning." But you're fairly confident. It looks pretty accurate to your eye.
Where is your mom?
Where's my mom? Back on the West Coast. Where's your mom from?
Where's your dad from?
Where's your mom from?
You'll
Sammy,
have to
where is
wait
your
for
mom
that
from?
episode, won't you?
No.
I don't know what that
asked
means.
you.
Where's I mean, I told you where my mom's from.
Right.
Where's your mom from?
Oh, that's a good question. I like that question a lot. Good one. It's funny. Okay.
I'm from a little town in a quiet village. Where's your mom from?
Grak's now looking at Sammy funny.
Hey, wait a second. Yeah, actually, who's your dad?
My dad?
No, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I don't care who your family
I was
is.
feeling kind of attacked here.
No, I mean
I just let you borrow a book.
I mean,
Grak, do you? Okay, hold on, freeze. Grak, do you need that? Do you need the book, or you could?
No,
just
you can have that back now. I think I got everything I need. Thank
You don't think we need it?
Okay, and she puts it back up.
What if the stars? Wait, what if the stars have like a
and
map
she
and
hands
we
it to
need
you,
to
Trix.
follow
Trix
that?
sits herself down on the floor and starts reading the book.
There was a lot of things that just happened in the last 5 seconds here. I want to know why you're so defensive about your mom.
Do we need
And Sylvester,
Me?
I want
Why
to know.
I'm defensive about my mom?
No.
No.
I'm not defensive. I mean, I love my mom, but I'm not
Sammy
defensive.
was defensive.
Sammy, sorry.
But then, Sylvester, why do you care about who her dad is?
No. Hold on.
What happened to
Allow me
Robin,
to backtrack a little
Sylvester?
bit.
What's happening in this
How
shop?
did you know to be there, Sylvester?
Sylvester?
You're asking another question.
Sylvester.
No, I was just gonna say, back when Robin first died, and we had Robin's little journal, at one point it said, I believe Sammy could be the daughter of, and then it was smudged out. So he thought it was important enough to write down.
Robin,
I've been meaning to ask you about that, but I've been depressed, so I forgot.
Robin had a journal.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should probably get that
and you
back
read
to
it.
him.
Well, I think we're
Yeah,
on.
in great detail at the time.
We got bigger things to look for right now. Bigger fish to fry, like a mermaid. I think we need to be
Could you bring me
moving
his
on to
journal?
that. Ooh.
No, I should probably give it back to him. He's
Oh,
he's
yeah,
been dead,
of course.
so-
Wait. Why would you give it back to him?
Oh, he is alive now. It's been a weird morning. I'm gonna pet your dog real quick. And Sylvester goes to pet the dog, and he realizes he's about to pet Trix by accident, so he switches over.
She's just kind of confused about this whole thing.
Fair enough, as she should
Sylvester, she kneels down and says, "Trix, if you want to hold on to that, it's fine. Just bring it back whenever you can."
Okay.
Okay, and she walks back over to a kind of smaller desk that's in the corner and sits down.
She's enjoying looking at the pictures.
Sylvester,
Okay.
was there anything else in that journal that you maybe feel like you should mention? Because you didn't say anything about that before. Was there anything else important in there?
I don't know why I wouldn't have said anything.
I don't think Noah remembers what was in the
Head
journal.
empty. Yeah, I'm completely blank.
I'll remind you, it was the prophecy.
The prophecy. Prophesy the voice. Sylvester says the thing that was said.
What was that
probably
thing?
Saying a couple of things wrong.
You say the prophecy out loud, and Juliana instantly, the prophecy? That's funny.
Yep.
The prophecy.
These are the jokes.
Juliana knows a lot more than I give her
The
credit
Mouse
for.
King. Prophecy.
Do you know about this? Have you heard about this prophecy?
Everyone's heard about the prophecy.
Apparently not. I have never heard of this.
Hold on. And she walks over to a different part of the room. And in this part of the room, there are kind of smaller scrolls instead of books. They're kind of rolled up scrolls. She takes one, opens. No, it's not that one. Takes another one, opens it. Oh, here it is. She walks over, holding the prophecy open. She unfurls this scroll. Not very old. It's just on a piece of parchment, like somebody had written it down. Unfurls it and says, "The prophecy of Ardon. For escape from certain doom, the thief returns from banishment's tomb. A mouse is there with an unknown heirloom, crown and throne he will assume." And she kind of looks up at everybody. Does that make any sense to anybody?
The mouse?
Maybe. Is there any more?
I mean, yeah, that's only the first phrase. It's kind of a poem.
There's more?
What's the rest of it?
She looks back down. She says, venturing out to the far and wide, daughter and stranger turn into one, finding the past impossible to hide, doing the deed that needs to be done. A son turned from man to creature, out from the top of bells that ring loud, song strong stone in search of a teacher, a deal is made hidden in a shroud. In search of keys the party will ride, large looming gloom in search of treasure, from across the sea turned to the right side, finding that good has no equal measure.
What? Friggin' what?
Death creeping closer, now face to face, a shot in the dark caused by a mistake. Kinship gained at a curious pace, ejected and shunned. Oh, how the heart aches. A portal will open to a world new. Cross the gate, our Savior steps through. A new crowned king, small as a mouse, defeating evil with a magical douse. A life out of time, but words full of wisdom. Only the worthy will obtain the keys to the kingdom.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wow, that was very well spoken.
That's fantastic,
Sylvester, or Grak turns to Sylvester, and he says,
You knew about this and you didn't.
No. I knew like the first maybe like 2 sentences of that.
That still seems pretty important.
Look. It's been a month apparently. I don't know what has or has not been said because apparently we don't remember anything. But look, it's been a lot. There's been a lot to handle. You have no idea what's been going inside my head.
Do you have
You're right. I have
in there?
no idea what's going on inside your head.
It's just
You're
made of
absolutely
stone.
right about that. Look,
Juliana
Juliana,
is just kind of standing there.
could we get
Yes?
a copy of that somehow? Because there's
Yeah,
no way
sure.
I'm
She
going to
just-
remember all
She
that.
just hands you the scroll. She's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more where that came from. It's
We gotta,
surprised you guys have never heard the prophecy.
we
No,
gotta
it's
go
really
talk to
cool.
Mickey about this.
Yeah.
What's
Mickey?
stone made of deal?
Friend
Mickey?
of ours.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Mickey Donaldson. He sells burgers.
Mickey Donaldson. Oh,
"Ah,
okay. Never met him. Maybe he'll open a store near here.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Look,
Golden
you've been
arches of opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
You've been a great help.
If you could ever get that rodent problem
Oh.
under control.
Of course. And remember, if you find any other books, Sylvester, I'll give the word to Ginny. If you guys find any other books, please let me know. I'd love to have this place full eventually.
I think there was actually a desk Bible back at the hotel. I can go grab that.
I have those. It's fine. It's all good.
And you're sure we don't need
Okay.
to take this book with us?
So Trix has the book.
Oh, okay, good. Hold on.
She held on to the book.
Well,
So with that, what do you guys want to do?
hasn't this been an enlightening morning?
Yeah, I kind of got whiplash, so...
I'm hungry again.
Oh, hey, I know what to do.
Sylvester pulls out the wand and uses it on himself.
Okay. Awesome. You pull out the wand, you touch it you kind of point it at your face, touch it to your cheek, and it can't stop smiling now.
Here, join me.
And Sylvester hits Grak with it.
Oh, great.
Okay. What's the DC on that? Let me find that.
I
real
don't
quick.
know. I didn't write let me tell you what I have.
I have it right
Okay,
here.
cool.
3 charges a day, 30 free. DC 10 charisma saving throw, Grok.
well, that 10 is pretty low, but I have a -1 charisma, so...
Roll it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 4.
What'd you roll?
Sylvester, what did you do to me? I don't understand. Oh, this is...
Grok, you as hard as you try, you cannot stop smiling.
Trix starts laughing.
I'm gonna...
Trix, Sammy, it almost makes you uncomfortable because you've never seen this before.
Wow, Grok, didn't know you could turn your corners of your mouth in that direction.
Hey, Sylvester, let me see that real quick.
No, I think I'll put it back in my pocket.
And Sylvester's gonna kind of run away and go down the ladder.
Okay. Sylvester heads down the ladder. I'm assuming Grok is following very quickly after him.
Yes.
Sammy's
We should
gone.
probably
Everybody
go
makes
give
their way
that
down.
journal back to Robin, huh?
I thought
See
you
what-
would.
Probably.
I didn't
See
realize
what he
you
has
kept
to
it.
say about the rest
I
of it.
said that. I have no idea. I should probably give it. If I haven't given it back, I'll give it back. If I did already give it back, everything Sylvester said did not happen. So.
Okay.
it to
No, you haven't given it back. I mean, it's been a very short time that he's been alive. So you guys all, unless anybody
Here's
wants
your
to
journal.
make a
We
quick
stole it
purchase.
from your corpse and read it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it fell out of his pocket after he died.
Yes, and Little John couldn't read, so handed it back. If anybody wants to make any purchases at Ginny's Shop O'Ting, Sylvester, you do have a discount. So any of the items on here, keep in mind it's only the green ones, the uncommon items. You would take the lesser number out of the two numbers.
That carpet bag would be a really good purchase, Noah.
Carpet bag.
It's a bag of holding.
Oh.
It is 101 gold pieces for you.
Haha, it's like the movie, except it's gold.
Okay, let me see if I have enough gold for that. Because if so, I will definitely buy it. Yeah, Sylvester will, after going down the ladder, he'll kind of jog on over to Ginny's
counter.
Shopotings.
Okay. There's a bell and no one behind the desk.
Yep, Sylvester hurriedly rings the bell, looking over his shoulder, expecting Grak to come charging up anytime soon.
Okay. Grak, what are you doing?
Rock is running after Sylvester.
How long is this gonna last?
Okay, right when you get up to Sylvester, from right behind your right shoulder, Grak, you hear, "Hey there, Grak! Hey there, Grak! How you doing today, Grak?"
No, don't have
Oh, I
time
like
for
that
you.
smile, Greg. You look good.
No,
I like that
goodbye.
smile, Greg. You look good.
He, Grok runs out of the building.
Rock, will you come, my friend?
And he looks at you, Sylvester, and he said,
Hey, I'm glad you're back. You know Greg, my best friend.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hey, there, how can I help you today?
Have you spoken to Juliana?
You mean book lady?
Yep, book lady, upstairs. Sure thing.
Okay. He said, what that?
Come again?
What that?
What's
he's pointing
what?
off to the side.
You gotta look to see what it is.
All right. Sylvester looks to the side.
Okay, you look to the side and look back, and you see Ginny kind of climbing over the desk. He said,
Oh, what that?
and then he just kind of falls off and stands back up really fast. He said,
How can I help you today? How can Jenny be a servant to you today, Mr. Rockman?
Mr. Rockman here would like to purchase.
You want another one of these?
and he points to the little jar with the
No, this one
other
works
magic
fine.
wands.
Oh, did you use it on yourself? You got it on your face right now?
Oh yeah, I'm real happy.
Okay. What do you want to buy? You want to buy something? What do you want to buy? You want to get something?
Rebecca,
I
what
have
was it
things right here.
called? Rebecca,
What are
help
you?
me. What was it called?
I got this thing right here.
And he holds up a jar of frog's breath, a jar of deadly nightshade.
I got this. I got this one.
Maybe later.
It's a seashell.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca, what's it called?
It's a carpet bag.
I'll have Sylvester will point to the carpet bag and say,
I'll take one of those.
Okay, there is only one of those. There's only one of everything?
lovely.
And he turns around and he takes the carpet bag off and he places it in front of you. He said,
That'll be 500 gold pieces.
Incorrect.
500. What?
100. Yep. Here you go.
there's a little drawer on the desk to his right, and he pulls it open, and there's in fact a note from Juliana inside the drawer, and it just has Sylvester's name on it, and he says,
Oh, okay. I see. You bring her a book?
Yep.
You bring book lady a book?
I
Okay.
did. That's a super lady.
100 gold pieces.
Oh.
101.
For you, 102. And Sylvester 102.
okay, he takes it, kind of slides it into the desk drawer and slams the door shut.
Okay, you have fun. Go bye. Okay, you gotta have a good day.
And gets down back under the desk.
You gotta cheat the system.
Noah working to get on Jenny's good side.
The other three are outside of the building at this point.
Trix is still looking at the pictures.
Okay.
Rock was waiting
Just
on
flipping through the
Sylvester to come out. Has it been a minute?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay.
He walks out and you're kind of doing this thing to your cheeks from smiling straight for 1 minute. But yeah, they walk out
Sylvester, you do that again, I'm breaking your bagpipes. And maybe your windpipe.
Oh my gosh.
Bold of you to assume I have one. But
He's just rock.
Okay, that's a fair point. Look, we gotta go give that journal back to Robin. See if he knows anything else about the rest of this prophecy.
We need to talk to Mickey.
Yeah, maybe we should all just reconvene.
Yeah.
Should we try and get everyone together at maybe the kinetic quadrant?
Everyone being Robin, Little John,
Mickey, Merlin, the professor, the four of us.
Everybody. Okay.
So I don't know.
Is that it?
Split up. That's everyone I can think of. Anyone else you need to invite?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me. There's a lot of people you've met that are in this town.
Yeah.
Are you just looking for people that have insight about what happened?
No, just because we now have more information about this prophecy. So I'm just thinking anyone that might know things about the prophecy, because that seems to be important. Just kind of reconvening, discuss everything we've learned, see if anyone else has any insight, that sort of thing, before we pursue anything else.
Sure. We can just fast forward that. You guys separate, go and get different people, meeting back up at the kinetic quadrant, and you walk into the kinetic quadrant. The four of you get there before the rest of everyone else does, because you inform people, hey, we're meeting at this place. You guys can just come on. You get to the kinetic quadrant, you open the door, and it is a mess. It is like a mess in here.
Well, he was looking for the ingredients.
The professor comes in pretty soon after you guys and says,
"Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for the ingredients. I know I left it in here somewhere, but maybe it's over there."
And as he's walking, everybody give me a perception check.
I get to roll my dice.
I was worried I still hadn't pulled up my character sheet, but I did.
12.
Oh, holy crap. I forgot how good my perception is.
19. 18.
18?
No, 18.
I got 19.
Hey,
fantastic.
Same number.
Okay. So everybody except for Grok notices that there's a note in the professor's coat pocket, kind of hanging out a little bit. Roughly the same dimensions as the one that he's been looking for.
Of course.
Hey, you dropped your pocket.
Huh?
Got him.
My pocket. I have my pockets are on right here. Good one.
What's that in your pocket, though?
My pocket.
He pulls out the note and he's just like,
"Oh, yep, that makes sense."
Bada bing.
Found it. Okay.
About this time, all the other people are walking into the kinetic quadrant. Mickey, Merlin arrive together, as well as Robin and Little John. With Robin and Little John, Little John's kind of pulling the wheelbarrow behind him, and you see very quickly, you notice who he's pulling, and it's John Silver. He wanted to be a part of this meeting. He heard what was happening. He wanted to be a part of this meeting.
I thought about inviting him, but I didn't know if there would be a way we could get him down here.
Yeah. Somehow they managed it.
Okay.
And very quickly behind him, Bones and Broth also walk in.
All right.
It's a party now.
And the professor looks down at the note, and he's just reading of the note. So they all find places to sit around the area. Grok, you called this meeting.
I guess I did.
It's come to our attention that there's been a certain prophecy.
Everybody's kind of like nods.
Do you all know about this prophecy? Are we the only ones that didn't know about the prophecy?
Everyone just kind of starts murmuring, like, maybe like a little bit, but I don't really know. Like, you get the general consensus that it's the idea of the prophecy is pretty widely regarded. It had been tried. The Queen had tried to suppress how many people knew the prophecy, but this being King Georgetown, a lot of people in King Georgetown know the prophecy.
Okay.
And Mickey does have his hood up over his head, so as to not be as noticeable.
The prophecy somewhere that I can like read from.
Yeah, let me copy it and send it to you guys.
What's a douse?
Oh, douse, like to throw water over a fire, to douse a flame.
With the magical douse. Got it. Cool.
Yes, a douse.
The note we found at the tavern was just the list of ingredients, or was there another poem that went with it?
Nope, it was just a list of ingredients.
Okay.
It was a poem, but it was really poorly written. It just said like milk, eggs, butter. Didn't make any sense.
No, that was Sylvester's grocery list.
Oh,
You forgot the ham, though.
I forgot the ham. I still haven't got the ham.
So it seems to me, we've got this prophecy here, right? 4 escape from certain doom. That's us. That's the 4 of us escaping from History Island. The thief returns to Banishment's tomb. I don't really know exactly what that's talking about, but the thief, that's probably Robin.
Robin kind of raised his hand and said, "Yeah, I died."
Yeah,
Makes sense.
You know, that does make sense. Returns to Banishment's tomb. And then I guess returned back. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
a mouse is there with an unknown heirloom, and he gestures to Mickey. We've got our mouse. I don't
Mickey
know.
just kind of slowly leans back and pulls his hood up.
I don't know what kind of heirloom you've got there. But you seem
say
to
a word.
be important. The one thing we never figured out, what you're doing is, I don't know why you're here. What's your connection with Merlin? And what do you know of this prophecy? There's more here going on, and I don't know what the rest of this is about. But it seems very important and tied up with the rest of us.
And the professor says, and he kind of looks around. He has not been listening to any of this conversation. He has been just reading over this note.
Fantastic.
And he says,
Oh, I am so sorry. This list.
and he kind of walks over to you and he points at 3 of the items. There's about 15 items on this list.
Okay.
He points at 3 of them and he says, this, and this I have. And you can tell they're just mechanical pieces. Like there's a lithium ion computing system, and there's like a couple different mechanical jargon things. As you're looking at this list, as you're Grok, and I'd probably say Sammy, because the professor's a little bit taller, Rebekah-Tricks might not be able to see this, but he's just kind of showing you this list, and it looks like the list, like it looks like the writing should be legible, but for some reason it's like very hard to understand what it actually says. And the professor says,
I can't read these, but this one.
and he points to one closer to the bottom of the list, and he says,
This one I have heard of before. This is pixie dust.
and everyone in the room's just like, pixie dust? What is
that code?
pixie dust?
Was that
no,
mentioned
it's,
in the Neverland book at all anywhere?
It mentions pixies, which are typically only mentioned in that book, but it doesn't specifically say pixie dust.
Okay.
And he says, a pixie dust, I've heard of pixie dust before. Legend has it that if you have pixie dust, it will make you fly. Don't know how it works, but
That sounds fun.
There's this old children's book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it talks about pixies. It's the only pixies I've ever
This one? Tricks
seen.
holds up Neverland.
And his eyes just go wide. He's like,
That's the exact one.
Captain,
Yeah, we
was that
just
the book
got
you
it
were
from
talking about?
Juliana earlier.
Aye, mate. Neverland seems. That's the one about the stars, eh? It's got the stars, second star.
Second star on the right, straight on till morning.
Aye, that actually looks a lot like the one I had when I was a child.
Looks like we need pixie dust. So there's that. Sorry.
and he kind of backs up a little bit.
Well, if there's pixie dust on Neverland, if Neverland is a real place,
We do know another pixie. What's her name from?
Host Monroe.
Yes, Host Monroe. But I don't know if I don't think we can go back to what you
No.
call it, probably without getting
Probably not.
arrested.
The professor looks at the crowd of people and says,
Actually, can anyone read this?
and kind of showing it, everyone starts passing it around, and Broth.
Yeah, this is Thieves' Cant.
Thieves can't what?
No, it's like a language. Yeah, I can read this.
And the professor says,
Anything else to do with Neverland? either the book or the actual place that doesn't maybe possibly exist.
And he starts reading through a couple of the different things. A lot of it you can't even like make out because he's saying it in Thieves' Cant, just kind of murmuring to himself. And he gets to the one right below pixie dust, and he says,
Never flowers? Is that a thing? Hey, Grok?
Yes.
Do you want us to get, the thing ready? Just in case?
It seems like that might be a good idea.
Okay.
And he kind of walks and grabs Bones as he's walking out, and both of them head out the door. Merlin would walk up to you and say,
Excuse me, can I speak to you four privately for just a moment?
Sure.
Of course.
And he kind of walks you guys out the front door, just outside the front door, and he says,
Interesting that you should bring that up. Mickey has been a friend of mine for a while. He knows nothing about the prophecy. I was the one that told him about the prophecy to begin with.
Do you have any idea what this unknown heirloom might be he's supposed to have?
I feel like, by definition, unknown means that we don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
Now we just gotta find out what heirloom means.
That's the trick. That's the question. I guess, you lot are headed to Neverland.
I suppose we are.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Keys to the Kingdom Origins. If you want to get more of the episodes, we have a podcast, Instagram, Twitter, all KTTK Cast, so you guys can find us on there. Follow, join our Discord. Our Discord. If you want to jump in there, we have conversations. If you want to talk more about the lore and the things, if you have ideas, if you have critiques, anything really, we just want to hear it from you guys. The plan is to stream every other Monday night. So not next Monday, but the Monday after would be the next stream. And I think that's it. Did I forget to plug anything?
We are trying currently to do other stuff than just the podcast for the streaming every other Monday. So if you want to talk to us more or see us more, you may catch us on other days of the week.
Be sure to follow if you want to see more of these guys. Until next time, I'm your DM. My name is Johnny, and joining me today, as always, is
Noah as Sylvester.
I'm Rachel, and I play Sammy.
Daniel as Grak.
And Rebekah, I play Tricks.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and as always, have a magical day.
We're from worlds unknown.